morning. We welcome you to Lent Devotionals with Pastor Dan, and today we're looking at the book of James, the second chapter. We're going to look at verses 12 and 13, actually. So speak and so act as those who are to be judged by the law of liberty. For judgment will be merciless to one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. This individual shares, when their children were squabbling and came to them to tattle on one another, they took each child aside separately to hear the account of the problem. Since both, were guilty, at the end of the chat, they asked them each what they felt would be the appropriate, fair consequence for their siblings' actions. Well, both suggested swift punishment for the other. To their surprise, I instead gave them each the consequence that they had intended for their sibling. Suddenly, each child lamented how unfair the sentence seemed now that it was visited upon them, despite having deemed it appropriate when it was intended for the other. Individual shares the kids had shown the kind of judgment without mercy that God warns against in the book of James this morning. James reminds us that instead of showing favoritism to the wealthy or even to oneself, God desires that we love others as we love ourselves. Instead of using others for selfish gain or disregarding anyone whose position just doesn't seem to benefit us, James instructs us to act as people who know how much we've been given and forgiven along the way in our journey, and to extend that mercy to others. God has given generously of his mercy, and in all of our dealings with others, let's remember the mercy that God's shown us and extended to those around us. Pray with me. Lord, I'm grateful for the great mercy you've shown me. Help me to offer similar mercy to others as a measure of my gratitude to you. Amen.